Hi, my name is Ari, and I'm so happy you have chosen to watch an episode of our podcast, the Growth, Grace, and Gratitude podcast. I was inspired to start podcasting as a kind of shift that I had from the dance world into journalism. I grew up dancing ballet, and I have performed with the New York City Ballet, Miami City Ballet, at Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, and in Madison Square Garden. So my overarching experience in dance has really inspired me to open up conversation that affects and influence our mental health. We have experts from every field to just talk about things and to find some level of growth, grace, and gratitude within each step of our evolution. I also want to mention that we have spiritual courses available for anybody that wants guidance on their spiritual journey. And if that includes coaching, we have a lot of guidebooks about inner child healing and mental health support and relationship guidance. And for students, we have great tutoring for writers who want to build on their journalistic skills or who want to publish their first novel, who want to work on their writing in general. We have courses in dance, ballet, yoga, and Pilates. So whether you are advanced or brand new, our classes are held on Zoom, and we have options for personal classes or group classes. And for writers, there's also an option of the typewriter. So if you have a typewriter that needs repair, we can repair that for you. And if you need a new typewriter, you can purchase a beautiful typewriter and start the writing process at your own pace. If you would like to have me on your podcast or would like to be a guest on my podcast, or if you want us to answer your questions in an upcoming episode, please send us an email at growthandgracemindset@gmail.com. If you like our shows and they resonate with you, please consider giving our show a rating of 5 stars. Give us a comment, follow, and just enjoy the episodes. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your journey with us. I hope you enjoyed the show. Welcome to the Growth, Grace, and Gratitude podcast. We'll talk about all things mental health, wellness, inner child healing, positive psychology, business tips, and so much more. And today we will talk a little bit about the plant-based lifestyle, the benefits of planners and journals, on the journey to a more holistically balanced spiritual lifestyle with our very special guest, Kate. She's a master personal trainer, health coach, NLP practitioner, and has completed the eCornell plant-based nutrition certificate program. Kate first got into fitness as a way to transform her body and confidence, and she has spent 19 years helping thousands of individuals sculpt a body and life they love. And over the past 9 years, she has focused on vegan health coaching, which is fantastic, to be more inspired to be fit, strong, and healthy. Kate's intention is to help you create the clarity, confidence, and consistency to thrive with plants. The Plant Positive Journal is a step-by-step guide to help you consistently prioritize the most impactful eating and exercising actions and thrive living a plant-based lifestyle. What a beautiful bio. So excited to have you on the podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Ari. I'm excited as well.
Fantastic. And I love how you are offering this opportunity because I feel like so many people now are in this vibe and trend to journal. There's so many positive research about journaling, and I feel like it's such a great approach to kind of balancing the mind and censoring the soul. What first inspired you to start this journal project?
Well, big question. So far as the Plant Positive Journal, that first came to mind, came to heart because many years ago, my dear mum gave me the most beautiful gratitude diary for Christmas. And it was this stunning book, which I would use to plan my day to come. And I'd write everything down. I'd tick all the boxes. It was amazing. There was beautiful artwork. Every single month it spoke about the sun and the moon and the stars, and I didn't read about any of that And I thought, how about if I created a similar book and every single month and every single week it talked about the most impactful steps to leading a healthy plant-based lifestyle, recipes, all of that. That's how the Plant Positive Journal came to be. And personally, I use it to plan my day to come, like I did with that original gratitude diary. It helps me stay focused and clear and on track. However, that actual journaling component that you speak to, Ari, I've got to say, that is about the most impactful habit I have created in possibly my entire life. Like so many other habits, like meditation, I would hear from people I respected how incredibly powerful this habit was. And it didn't stick for me personally until it did last year. Last year, I was seeking calm and clarity. And every evening, I'd sit down with a journal and I'd start my page with those two words, and I was seeking the calm and clarity. And wouldn't you know, the journaling, starting with those two words, was exactly what brought me those feelings that I was so desperately seeking. So, again, most impactful habit, I think, for me, possibly ever.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. It's so true. I remember when I started journaling, we had actually a college course. It was all about like wellness and like the science of wellness in a way, kind of connecting the psychology of practical mindfulness steps, and we had a homework assignment to journal, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. I'm just like continuing to do what I always do, because I feel like I was always journaling without really realizing and without really thinking that this is some kind of like consistent thing, but I was actually doing it because I always felt so inspired to kind of like express myself, and when I couldn't find people to talk to in that moment, I would just write down in my, even if I would just find a paper if I didn't have a, like a book or diary or journal with me. I'll just write stuff down. I think it's a really good thing to even start kids early to write things
Mhm.
down. It's like whenever you want to express yourself and you don't really know who to talk to, because that happens sometimes. It's such a great safe space in a way to articulate yourself in a way that makes you kind of come back to those words later. And then, like you mentioned about clarity, come back and then find clarity if you can't in the moment. Because sometimes when we are writing, we're not really sure what we want to write or what we're actually feeling or thinking or going through. But like after we write it, something releases or something shifts, and we can return to that, which is also such a beautiful thing. I feel like that return to that essence of ourselves helps us to reconnect to our inner child too. So I've been journaling all the time, just like I'm unconsciously seeking that route to express myself. It's like people want to find an outlet to express themselves, right? And it's like journaling helps to directly kind of access your emotions and your feelings onto a blank page of paper.
Absolutely. There's two powerful components. Obviously, there's the creativity and the gold nuggets that you come up with when you give yourself to just journal, and it doesn't matter how small you start, anything counts, and don't judge your progress. Be kind to yourself with that. But the other huge impactful component, I think, is none of us, I don't think, believe, wow, I'm so calm in my mind. I'm in control of all this information. It's all good. Everything crazy that's flooding around in our mind, the power in just getting that out onto paper, it's so much less when we see it on paper than what it is when it's flooding our crazy minds. And so that's the other component, that the creative gold, but then also the calm gold is why I am just so addicted to it.
That's amazing. And I feel like you mentioned like thriving in a plant-based lifestyle, that's like so true. It's the connection or the reconnection to that holistic way of being. And interestingly enough, today's or yesterday was actually National Plant a Flower Day. So I thought it's like so cool and artistic and creative to help to reconnect back to nature in this way. And it's like flowers are so beautiful. It's connecting to the seasonal shifts and change and spring. And I feel like it's such a great way to like nurture yourself and nurture your artistic self too, to like garden and connect to the earth and feel those vibes of natural beauty. What do you love most about journaling and your experience with it?
I think the way it's let me evolve as an individual, and the fact that I can just write through so many of my own personal struggles, and it's almost like self-coaching, right? Like you have a problem that you want to work through, and the process of just 10 minutes an evening even can just be so incredibly insightful and also empowering, so far as this is something I do have the ability and the responsibility to take control of myself. And these are positive changes I can make in my life, something that you can have like zero clarity on. Just 10, 20, 30 minutes of getting everything out of your mind, zero judgments. To me, that is probably the thing I love
That's
most.
beautiful. Yes, it's the consistency is such a big part of it. And sometimes we need to, everybody brushes their teeth every day. It's like brushing your mind also. It's kind of like activating those muscles and those fibers, those neurons to fire and to kind of, like you mentioned, clarity is a big theme, and to bring clarity from chaos is so important and impactful for us all, especially empaths who are on the journey of learning about their self, their mind, and all parts of their shadow self as well. Journaling totally helps because it helps you recollect moments in time where there is chaos. And I feel like chaos is always around us. As much as we want to kind of like even it out and find balance, journaling is such a beautiful way, I think, to maneuver through the chaos and to find a touch of clarity through the chaos. So shifting now from National Plant a Flower Day, connecting with the mind with journaling, what are your favorite tips to help or to inspire people to have that consistency with journaling? For people who want to deepen their spiritual practice and don't really know how to begin journaling?
I would say if you're new to journaling, and I will frame this by saying I am not an expert on anything spiritual. I'd call myself an expert in living and loving a healthy plant-based lifestyle. The spiritual component of that, I guess, is that once you go vegan, your heart opens to so much more than just yourself. That has been the most huge benefit for me. I became vegan for the animals after 23 years vegetarian. And the biggest benefit was just my circle of compassion expanded. And so if we describe that as spiritual, then I guess it is. And it's certainly a happy benefit. So far as starting a practice of journaling, if it's a habit that you've been wanting to start for a period of time, like it was for me, I would lower the bar to raise your chance of success. So no big pressure, hard sets. This is how I journal and when I journal and the period of time I journal. Start with maybe 5 minutes or even one sentence. Again, no right or wrong, but I do like to start a blank page with 2 words that I'm seeking. And for me at that point in my life, they were calm and clarity. They might be anything for you: abundance, open heartedness, whatever deeply resonates with you. Those 2 words are just a great place to get started. If you have a goal that you're working towards, and again, I come from a vegan health coach background, so most of my clients' goals are surrounding their health. The next thing I'm a fan of journaling in relation to are your identity beliefs. And identity beliefs you defend viciously, you live by them, and they are anything that follows I am. So for the listeners looking to make a change in their health, I would start in your journal with an I am statement in relation to your current health and what you're looking to achieve, and see how supportive that statement is currently and whether you need to reframe it. So, for example, someone might say, I am just a natural couch potato and a foodie, and I find healthy food really boring and exercise an absolute punish. Now, that might be true. for you right now. However, it's not a statement that's going to make it easy for you to take the actions you need to take to achieve the result you're looking to achieve in your health. So I would reframe that I am identity belief statement to be something a lot more supportive. So if I shared mine, mine has been for a number of years. I am a person who will do whatever it takes to prioritize the actions that keep me healthy and happy. And Ari, I would say happy has been a recent addition for me, because I've been all about the drive and the go and the perfect exercise and the perfect food and being like super disciplined and write everything down in my journal and achieve a lot. And I've realized in recent years that happiness and enjoying the journey and having gratitude for every single moment right now, that is something that I put a lot more focus on these days. And it's something I spend a lot more time journaling about as well, asking questions. What would it take to live this happy, joyful, healthy life? Stuff like that.
That is fantastic. That is so beautiful. Thank you so much for mentioning all of that. It's super inspiring. And it is true. It's like this is a kind of discipline enforcing total spiritual clarity, because that's where we find gratitude through integrity, presence, serenity. It's so beautiful. And where can also people connect with you and to see all your content?
Thank you for asking. I love that you said integrity. I'll just touch on that because that is my number 2 value. With all of my clients, to achieve any goal, I first help them get clarity on, yes, the goal, the why behind it, however, also their most important values. And my top value is freedom. My second value is integrity. So I love that you brought that up. It's such a powerful value to live by. To connect with me, Strong Body Green Planet is the best place. That connects to my podcast, Healthification, over 900 episodes deep, and also to the Plant Positive Journal, my little vegan Trojan horse, which I've been sending all over the world to help people effectively plan their day to come, while also, if they're up for it, and I hope you are, one at a time, gradually implementing the actions and mindset practices to live a happy, healthy, vegan, or more plant-based lifestyle.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast and sharing your amazing and inspiring work.
Ari, it's been a pleasure. We got there in the end, and I'm super grateful as well. So thank you.